All right, hello. Welcome to the Friday qualifier random draw for 2022's Canadian Universal Ultimate Championships. I'm Andrew Batchelor, the competition director for Ultimate Canada. Let's start off with first a reminder that all of your school's proofs of enrollment are due tomorrow at 6 p.m. By 6 p.m. I've got a few coming. I've had a bunch come in already today, but I need them all in before tomorrow at 6 p.m. And now let's move on to the brackets. So first I'm going to explain a bit about the formats that we've chosen. I presented the competition committee with between 4 and 12 formats for each of the women's and open divisions. In the women's division, we had 9 teams apply to play on Friday, and we had 3 bids to give out. Of the formats that I presented, the competition committee decided to go with a bracket format for 8 teams, and they felt that they could do this because Memorial University is playing with a consortium and are not eligible to accept a bid. They will still get 2 games on Friday, but they will be outside of contention for accepting a bid. So we have 8 teams in the women's division. They are seeded into 4 pots by pairs, and the winners of this 1-8 game will play the winner of the 4-5 game for a bid. The winner of the 3-6 game will play the winner of the 2-7 game for a bid. The loser of those 2 bid games will play each other. The losers of the 4-5 and the 3-6 game will play a game for seeding into Friday qualifier. And the losers of the 1-8 and the losers of the 2A will each play 1 game against Memorial, giving all teams 2 games, except for the 2 teams in the final game to go, which will get a third game. And so that's sort of the ideal target that the competition committee is looking for. They're looking for 2 games on Friday as the ideal target before a big tournament on Saturday, Sunday. And then for the open division, we had 19 teams apply for Friday games. The competition committee in this instance decided that including them all would be impossible. It would have to require a minimum of 4 games to get to the 2 bids if a low-seeded team were to win out. So instead, what the competition committee decided to do was to remove the 3 B teams, considering that all their A teams are also in bid contention. It was unlikely that a B team could win a bid, especially if their A team still hadn't secured a bid. And so that left us with 16 teams. We put them into pots: E for the top 2, F for the next 2, G for the next 4, H for the next 4, and I for the bottom 4. And they will play in 2 separate brackets with no crossovers. Win 3 games, you get a bid. Win 3 games, you get a bid. All teams will get 2 games no matter what. But once you're out of the bracket, those games are just for seeding into Friday. So without further ado, I can commence the draw. We'll start with the women's. We'll take the A pot. So we have 2 teams in pot A. And we'll draw first 1A and then second 2A. So let's set it up. Marker. Okay, the team that'll be 1A is going to be Guelph. Guelph will be the 1A team. And that means that 2A is going to be McGill. McGill is 2A. All right, so that's the end of pot A. Yeah, pot B next. So again, we'll draw 3B and then 4B. Stir these up. Okay, 3B. 3B is Ottawa. Ottawa is 3B. Which means that 4B has to be Queens. Queens is 4B. All right, now we can get into some more interesting things. see some matchups. So we'll see pot C. Okay, pot C contains TMU and Waterloo. First, we'll draw team 5. 5. Here's 5. 5 is TMU. And that means that 6C is Waterloo. Waterloo. Okay, and then pot D. So this contains Western and Regina. Spread these up. And I'll draw 7 first. 7D is going to be Western. Which means that 8D has to be Regina. Regina. All right. So there you have the women's bracket. One team from these 4 will get a bid. One team from these 4 will get a bid, and the losers of the games to go will cross over for the final and third and final bid. Okay, so now we can move on to the open, starting with Pool AA and then Pool BB. So we have 2 teams in Pot E. Pot E contains Waterloo and is it Laval or McGill? I think it's Laval. Laval, yeah. Laval is Waterloo and Laval are in Pot E. Lift these up. Okay, take one. First we'll do AA. So 1E is no, it's McGill. Laval must be in pot 2 then. Yeah. So 1E, McGill. I'm just gonna look that up first. No, yeah, McGill was supposed to be in pot 2, in pot F. So there's something wrong here. Let me figure out what it is. Sorry. This is Waterloo. So one of these ones must be wrong then. There's Laval. Okay, so let's put Laval in here with Waterloo in here. So now Waterloo and Laval are in pot E. Now this should be, just make sure this is Sherbrooke. Yes, that's Sherbrooke. And this is McGill. Okay, let's get this right here. Okay, McGill and Sherbrooke in the orange. Yes. Okay, and Laval and Waterloo in E. So Laval, Waterloo in E. Yeah. Okay, so let's throw these up again. Okay, pot E. We're starting with pot E. AA. So AA. There we go. Okay. Waterloo into AA. Which means this should be Laval this time. Yes, here we go. Laval. Laval. Okay. So now we've got pot F here, which is Sherbrooke and McGill. One of these opened. Close it back up. Throw these back up again. Okay. This will be in pot AA. We have Sherbrooke in pot AA. Which means this has to be McGill. Yes, McGill. Okay. Next, we have pot G. There are 4 teams in pot G. We have Guelph, Western, Carleton, and Toronto. So we'll start with 3G, 3G, 4G, 4G, like that. Right. So 3G in AA. Toronto. Toronto goes into 3G. Okay, next 3G in BB. This one. Here we have Carleton. Carleton. Okay. Next, we're going up here. 4G and AA. Guelph. Guelph will go here. And that leaves Western. Yes, Western. Good. I did this one right. Western. Okay. And next we have to move on to pot H, which pot H also has 4 teams. They are McMaster, York, Laurier, and Victoria. Hey, let's start with the 5s here. 5H, 5H, 6H, 6H. Right, so Guelph's first opponent will be Victoria. Victoria will play Guelph. The next one we're doing is Western's opponent. Western's opponent is York. York will play Western. And the next opponent is 6H for Toronto. Toronto will play McMaster. Which should leave Laurier for Carleton. Laurier. All right, and on to the last pool is pool pot I. Again, we've got 4 teams here. We've got Memorial, Regina, Lakehead, and TMU. We'll start here. 7I, 7I, 8I, 8I. Okay, 7I against Sherbrooke. Sherbrooke will face Memorial. Now we're going for McGill's opponents. McGill will play Lakehead. Okay, and then we're doing Waterloo's opponent next. Got Regina. Okay, and that means our last opponent, the last one out of the hat is TMU, who will play Laval. All right, so that concludes the draw. I'll update the schedule very soon. But I do want to remind everyone, if your team is on this board, I need your proof of enrollment by tomorrow at 6 p.m. So thank you for tuning in. And the captain's meeting will take place Wednesday, same channel, 10 p.m. Eastern. Again, I will be hosting that. And at that point, make sure you have all your questions saved up and I'll be ready to answer them. So thanks for tuning in and good luck at the Friday qualifier.